Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Patreon-sponsored review time again, and it's for a big crossover. Not Event Comics Month, that's still a few months away. Nor is it the Big Two. As you can tell from the title, we got ourselves a video game crossover. Oh boy, I am ignorant of so much of Sonic the Hedgehog lore as it is, but I am an expert compared to Mega Man. I have played all of one Mega Man game, Mega Man 11 for the Switch a few years ago. It was fun, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't really making me pine to play more. It was just an enjoyable game that I didn't really feel like doing more with. The only other thing I was ever exposed to for Mega Man was the Ruby Spears animated series as a kid, and I barely remember anything about it. What I do know, though, is this crossover, and it's something we've actually mentioned a couple of times before. Worlds Collide is basically Crisis on Infinite Earths for the Archie Sonic comics, meaning that it ends with the continuity being shifted as a result of the lawsuit with Ken Penders. As a long story short of that, and please don't be pedantic about it in the comments, Penders claimed that he owned all the original characters he created for the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, he got sued, and Archie screwed up the lawsuit so badly that Penders now owns a bunch of characters from what was supposed to be a licensed book. The Sonic comics have been going on for almost 2 decades by that point, meaning a lot of history and characters were no longer allowed to be used or referenced without paying money to Ken Penders, and nobody was in a big rush to do that! And thus this crossover got to be a chance to do a... well, soft reboot feels like the wrong term here, because a soft reboot tends to be along the lines of, yeah, continuity happened, but we're not going to ever reference it and kind of act like we're starting fresh. Whereas in this case, it follows the common DC reboot method of, yeah, stuff happened, just not exactly how you remember it, and we're going to continue on with some differences. I'd say hopefully they won't have to do it every 10 years like DC did, but then the Archie comics ended and the continuity got rebooted over at IDW anyway. And the real tragedy of that is that I got rebooted, since according to Sonic the Hedgehog number 257, I am canon to the Archie continuity. Is it weird that of all the ongoing continuities I could have shown up in first, it was the one I'm the least familiar with? Well, okay, there was also Littlest Pet Shop, but I don't think that lasted quite as long as Sonic. In any case, we're not covering the full crossover today, just the first 4 issues, which covers the first act of it. Let's dig into Mega Man number 24, Sonic Universe number 51, Sonic the Hedgehog number 248, and Mega Man number 25.
Atop the fourth wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. What's with these awkward subjects? What's all this art so rubbish? To anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he is a man, punch, sporadically a grouch. Linkara, he has his own spaceship, but he's always on his couch. Linkara. A universe in flux, Linkara. This comic sucks, Linkara.
So just a warning in advance, because of my unfamiliarity with a lot of Mega Man lore and of course Archie Sonic stuff, it is entirely likely I will get stuff wrong, not know names, or just in general be an ignorant doofus. Please bear with me here. I try to look up stuff where I can, but as you can imagine, there's kind of a lot of stuff when it comes to not 1, but 2 franchises here. While normally when reading from a trade, I don't look at the covers because, as I have said before, I review comic covers on singles because that's part of the selling point of the book, whereas a trade collection, the cover is not as important, and oftentimes the contents of a trade alter what was in the original book. However, it's been pointed out to me that we haven't actually looked at many covers as of late, so you know what? We'll do it for this episode. It's not a change in policy, just a reminder that it's my show, so I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm unpredictable! You don't know when I'll say boner, or use a clip of someone else saying boner. We start, of course, with Mega Man number 24, and the cover's pretty decent, showing off our main two characters front and center, while their supporting casts are divided up in a movie poster-esque collage, though I think the coloring could have used some work. They desaturated the collage a little so that Mega Man and Sonic would stand out more, but I feel like it doesn't go far enough with that desaturation, so the two blend into it more, unfortunately. I do like the crossover logo up top. Relatively simple, Mega Man's head coming out one side, Sonic the other. Just nice use of incorporating it into the logo so it's not super intrusive or anything. Worlds collide! Then why are their heads going in opposite directions? In the individual issues, we get a recap page giving the premise for both sides of this, and since it's the first time we've ever talked about Mega Man here before, we'll check that out. Dr. Light had a dream of a utopian future where man and machine worked side by side. Then his bosses fired him because it was just cheaper to use machines. To that end, he created his robot children, Rock and Roll, as well as the first Robot Masters. Somehow, the Robot Masters were not his children and were thus cut out of the will. But the nefarious Dr. Wily turned the Robot Masters into weapons and tried to take over the world. Rock had himself transformed into Mega Man so that he could combat his robot brothers, stop Dr. Wily, and protect the innocent. I better get going on that, it's almost 4 p.m. We open in media res as we see Sonic chasing Mega Man around in Green Hill Zone, who's in turn firing at him with his energy cannon arm. Is that all you got, Blue Boy? But you're blue too. Not in your life, pincushion! Wait, actually my energy bar ran out. That was in fact all I had. Sonic just barely manages to evade the shots, but in turn does a spin dash right into Mega Man's stomach. However, unlike every other robot in a Sonic game, Mega Man resists it and knocks the hedgehog back. Watching over all this is Tails Man, who naturally does not feature any visible tails. And it's transmitting footage of all this to a secret base where Dr. Eggman and Dr. Wily are dancing in celebration to see their enemies fight each other. Congratulations on a plan coming together so well, Doctor! It's all falling into place better than I dared dream, Doctor! They're an unorthodox couple, but I still ship it. We can see on the screen that they've also collected all but 2 Chaos Emeralds, so I'm guessing we're gonna get super Wily before this is all done with. We flash back a few weeks ago at Dr. Wily's secret base, where he's berating the ancient alien supercomputer Ra Moon, the main villain of the Japanese exclusive game Super Adventure Rockman, and was apparently adapted into the Archie Mega Man comics, about a task he wanted it to perform. Don't talk back to me, Ra Moon! I said I wanted a Met with a rice cooker function, so make it happen! You've given me like 3 with bread maker functions. No one eats that much bread. One of his henchbots comes in with what appears to be a Chaos Emerald, which a patrol found in the jungle. Such power. Allow me to process it for you. Forget it! Work on that rice cooker and we'll talk! You idiot, he's so distracted now that he's gonna make a rock tumbler instead! And indeed, Wily's scan reveals how much power is within it. We cut over to Eggman, who's getting ready to send a transmission to all the forces in his empire. Naturally, he needs to build up his employees, give them motivation and encouragement. You incompetent ingrates! I gave my empire 2 simple objectives, and you failed both! Well, maybe if you hadn't canceled Funny Hat Day at the office, they'd be working happier, dude. 1. Conquer each region of this planet for me, so I have complete control of the world! Ugh, typical corporate overlord setting unrealistic goals for his company and then berating them for not meeting them. And now he's gonna get a bonus after firing everybody. The second goal was to find a missing Chaos Emerald, and that's where Dr. Wily enters the Discord chat. Who are you? And how dare you pirate my signal? I'm the only one who gets to pirate signals, especially when I'm wearing a Max Headroom mask. Dr. Wily introduces himself as the greatest robotics genius on Earth, which catches Eggman's attention since the Sonic world, Mobius, is actually Earth thousands of years in the future and is not called Earth. And seriously, thank you fan wikis for telling me this stuff. Eggman asks him what year it is. 20XX! Why? 20XX? That's when Hellstar Ramina attacked! Eggman says they're clearly from alternate realities. There are infinite variations of our worlds. Some are very similar, while others are vastly different. In one reality, I'm played by Jim Carrey. I don't suppose you know anything about bringing order and a better way of thinking to the world with your machines, Doctor. But allow me to be specific. What do you know about rice cookers? The two begin comparing notes about their respective enemies and goals. Later, Eggman and Wily meet inside of a pocket dimension made of chaos energy thanks to Eggman explaining how to manipulate the Chaos Emerald in his possession. You manipulated the Chaos Emerald expertly! Are you sure you haven't done this before? Haha, oh stop. This is a fun first date idea. They briefly get into an argument about what to name the zone they created, eventually settling on Skull Egg Zone, despite the lack of either being present. They soon get to work. The zone bends the rules of time and space.
Space is warped and time is bendable.
Yeah, literally that. So hours can pass in the zone while it's only seconds back in their respective universes. Their combined robot forces, including, of course, the rice cooker Met, create the Wily Egg floating fortress. Powered by the Chaos Emerald, a device inside will allow them to rewrite the very fabric of reality. For whatever reason, despite it altering history, they can't erase living beings or their spirits. Writing that one down in the details about Sonic and Mega Man, immortal souls are very real. But they can still alter how things played out, resulting in the two comics in their respective runs that preceded this crossover. Wily wants to resurrect all his old robot masters, but Eggman's got an idea of his own. Having Base, Dr. Wily's Dark Enforcer, and Metal Sonic kidnap Tails from the altered world and shove him in a tube. Oh neat, they're giving him a Bacta treatment just like Luke from last time. Hello, Tails! Congratulations! You're going to be part of an experiment! I'm sending you and some robots up into space to watch terrible movies! Wily says that they're having trouble moving things from one universe to the next without some sort of native specimen to accompany it, hence why Metal Sonic was with Base. As such, they've decided they'll combine Wily's robotic technology with Eggman's roboticization process. Thus, Tails is transformed into a roboticized master, aka Tailsman from earlier. Wily's a little annoyed that it doesn't have much of a personality, but Eggman just says you get less sass from your minions. It's true, you know.
Where's my new body already?
It's coming, damn it! I've got little Comicron 1 models to print first! They plan to send Tailsman out to collect the remaining Chaos Emeralds, but then Wily realizes that Sonic has a ton of friends who could do this to speed up the process. We cut to Mega City on Mega Man's world, post-Genesis Wave. This is not the continuation of Star Trek 2 and 3 that I was expecting. Here we see Proto Man, heroic brother of Mega Man, as he overhears some cops responding to a bank robbery. However, upon entering the back, he discovers Tailsman, and several more of the roboticized masters, including Knuckles Man, Shadow Man, and Rose Woman. I am disappointed that they went with that and not the goofier name Amy Woman. Wait, does that mean Knuckles and Shadow are actually their last names? That's the end of that issue, so let's continue with Sonic Universe number 51. Cover for this one is neat, a kind of fighting game select screen for Sonic and Mega Man characters. I'm sure it's been done before for either comic series at some point, but works well for the crossover. We open in Light Labs, where Dr. Light himself is staring off to the side concerned. Rock, aka Mega Man, enters. Dr. Light, are you alright? I'm fine, it's just someone put a bunch of Ben-Day dots over there. Dr. Light shakes off whatever he was feeling, but they're soon joined by Roll, Rock's sister, who informs them of the Proto Man fight with the roboticized masters that's currently on the news. What are those things? I don't know. They don't look like any robot masters I've ever seen, but I'm gonna bootleg the hell out of them. Mega Man heads out to help him. The four are just wailing on him, but fortunately Mega Man is able to teleport Proto Man away. Blues, Proto Man, are you damaged? No, I'm fine. Of course you are. You always are. That gaping wound in your chest is totally fine. He tells Mega Man that they broke into the bank to steal a huge gemstone. Mega Man says he'll deal with them while Proto Man takes a break. But be careful. Their builds, weapons, they seem alien somehow. That's okay. I fought alien robots too, remember? Mega Man was the original Ben 10. He jumps in front of them and tells them to surrender, and they just attack. We cut over to Green Hill Zone on Sonic's world, where the Hedgehog realizes that something weird is going on. I mean, I come here a lot, but something feels off. Oh great, this is where one of the deleted levels from Sonic 2 was supposed to go. Sonic is worried about his missing friends, having been unable to locate Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. I could run around and search the planet in a few days, but that's too slow for me. I'll just check social media instead! It's a pity this relatively technologically advanced civilization still hasn't invented cell phones. Anyway, what he means is that he recruits Knuckles' crew, the Chaotix, to help with the search. Charmy, the Chaotix flyer, complains to Vector and Espio that he wants to go get some ice cream, but Vector says they need to complete their work. I'm more wondering why you want to eat ice cream in the pouring rain, but maybe I'm weird like that. Forget you guys, I'm getting my ice cream, and they'll give it to me for free because I'm so cute and adorable! There are slushies of me, damn it! I'm so marketable! However, when Vector goes to retrieve Charmy, he's disappeared. Espio soon disappears afterwards, and it seems the culprit taking them is Mega Man. But fortunately, after Vector gets taken, we learn that this is Copybot, Mega Man's evil double. They really screwed up by not calling him Mirror Mega Man. 3M, Innovation, Industry, Evil Robot Doubles. Back in Mega City, Knuckles Man gets hit by a full brunt blast from Mega Man's cannon, which would normally destroy a robot, but instead just stuns him. A blue blur knocks Mega Man down, and he can't see what did it, the rest of the roboticized masters entering a ring portal back into Sonic's world. Mega Man pursues, spotting the blue blur with them. Elsewhere, Sonic is met by Silver the Hedgehog, aka Future Trunks, aka a time traveler with telekinesis. I detected a disturbance in space-time originating from this period. I don't have much to go on besides this weird sense that things are just a little off. Can't imagine what would be off. By the way, have you tried the new Sega console? Best system since the Genesis 3. With that and the fact that Sonic's friends are gone, they figure Eggman is behind this. But before they can do anything more, Silver gets attacked and captured by Copybot. He says the Doctor has different plans for Sonic, so he takes off in pursuit of Copybot, leading him right to where Mega Man is chasing the roboticized masters, who are accompanied by a speeding Metal Sonic who was their blue blur. And thus Copybot gives Sonic the slip and makes the two heroes think the other is their opponent, leading to where we were at the start of Part 1 to end Part 2. Part 3 brings us to Sonic the Hedgehog number 248. The cover's not really anything special, just our heroes either attacking each other or about to kiss with motion lines and blurs coming out. The fight continues. Do you have any idea how many of you bots I've trashed in this zone? Dozens! Hundreds! I am basically a mass murderer of robot kind! I bathe in the oil that pumps through you! When Sonic briefly has Mega Man literally underfoot, he demands to know where his friends are before Mega Man recovers, and he begins to wonder what the deal is. Sonic reads as organic and talks like he opposes Dr. Wily as well, but he moves too fast to be a living thing. The poor thing is probably suffering from bad coding. I'll just take it out, preserve its IC chip, and Dr. Light can repair. And we see an editor's note saying that an IC is its integrated circuit, the source of a robot master's personality. So Dr. Wily used to work for the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation. Sonic does a ground stomp on one of the floating platforms of the zone, bringing it down on Mega Man, though I wonder at what point in the future gravity screwed up so badly that there are just chunks of the planet floating around. The two villains observing all this start praising each other for their plans and for their respective enemies finally killing their opponents. The roboticized masters return with the Chaos Emerald, though the doctors say they'll only plug it in once the fight is over. Speaking of, the two realize they're rather equally matched and are uncertain of how to defeat the other. But Sonic realizes that Mega Man isn't built with this zone in mind, so is gonna use the loop to his advantage. Wait, whoa, I can't target, and suddenly Sonic hits him from behind. Damn it, I'm built for side-scrollers! I don't know what dimension you hit me from! Still, Mega Man manages to clock Sonic across the face when it looks like he's down again. Over to Dr. Light's lab, Proto Man arrives and refuses a hug from a concerned Dr. Light. I don't know what the deal is there, I assume it's explained in the lore. But does give him a thumb drive with scans he took of the roboticized masters. Roll takes Proto Man off for repair and refuel while Dr. Light looks over the data. He explains to Otto, another of his robot assistants, that the energy from the ring portal matches several strange energy readings found across the world. And this might have something to do with the strange amnesia cases and memory errors that are happening. Although that could just be a result of the killer party that Earth had last night. Dr. Light is able to replicate the energy from the ring portal, opening his own. The ring opens up right near the two battling heroes, and the distraction allows Sonic to remove a component from Mega Man's cannon, disabling it. As such, Mega Man tricks Sonic into tackling him through the portal, the villains ordering Tails Man to follow after them. Wily says that clearly this is the work of Dr. Light. He can do that? Oh yes, Thomas is quite brilliant, but not as brilliant as us. Oh no, not at all, because we're especially brilliant, unfathomably so. I mean, how many rice cookers does he put in his robots? Like, one at most. Bay suggests that he and Metal Sonic go to Light Labs to deal with them. Back with our heroes, Sonic is confused where the hell he is, especially seeing all the humans and robots around him. We're back on my turf. My hometown, even. All thanks to my dad, I'm sure. Wait. Your dad? You're a robot and you call whoever brought us back here dad? Sonic the Hedgehog prejudiced against non-traditional families. And since he's back on Earth, Mega Man is able to summon Rush, Tango, Beat, and Eddie, a bunch of robotic animals, to come to his aid and end Part 3. The last comic we'll be looking at today is Mega Man number 25. While not as big a deal as 50th or 100th issues of the like, 25th issues are usually a big milestone issue for a comic series. Sometimes if a book is canceled, they'll at least get to that one as a nice number to end things off, or use it as a bigger issue, the finale of a storyline or the like. It's understandable to see why they do it. In this day and age where books get renumbers and relaunches a lot, or may not even make it to a single year, surviving 2 years and a quarter of the way to 100 issues is nothing to shrug off. The cover, naturally, is a reflection of that. A gatefold cover, meaning that it extends to the inside of the book, folded in, so the main cover gets all the Mega Man characters, while the other half features the Sonic characters, both sides having villains and heroes alike, running at each other to fight. It's a classic format for this kind of thing, and I love it. Mega Man offers Sonic the chance to surrender. Dude, smashing little animal-shaped robots is kinda my thing. Will Sonic's killing spree never end? Who's the real Sonic.exe, Hedgehog? Eddie supplies Mega Man with a new chip for his Mega Buster, and they engage Sonic, with the blue bomber in the background drinking a refreshing can of Cuba Cola. Soon enough, the fight has Sonic on the run, but Mega Man doesn't want to endanger innocent people as Sonic races between cars. They soon start making accusations at each other about what happened, and even Wily and Eggman realize that them talking to each other like this will only lead to them realizing the truth and teaming up. Hoping to catch them while weakened from the fight, Eggman and Wily order Tailsman to engage the two. His blasts naturally endanger people, so our heroes quickly get to work helping the civilians first. Sonic realizes that it's Tails, and a disabling shot from Mega Man knocks him out of the sky. He short-circuits a bit thanks to Sonic also hitting him. Mega Man uses his ability to take a Robot Master's weapon data, which completely frees Tails from the roboticization process, to all of their confusion. The three compare notes and quickly realize what happened. Sonic is all ready for them to team up and kick ass, but Mega Man is reluctant. You don't understand. My programming forbids me from harming life. The only reason I could fight was because my logic processor labeled him as a robot. That kind of loophole could be exploited to... Look, Mega Man, exploits in video games are common. Just roll with it. As with any proper team-up, the two leads shake hands and figure out a plan, going to Dr. Light's lab to try to find some way of tracking wherever Eggman and Wily are hiding. The three teleport to the lab, which is currently under attack by Bass and Metal Sonic. However, they're too late as they kidnap Dr. Light through a ring portal. Tails, Roll, and Proto Man soon work to track the energy of the portals, though Mega Man is frustrated that Sonic is just lying around on a desk. You could help, you know. Tails is the computer guy, not me. Once he's got things figured out, then I'll do my thing. That'll probably be me turning into a werewolf, or making out with a human woman, or playing pinball or something. I don't know. I've led an interesting life. Mega Man's frustration is more about his concern over his dad's life, but nothing to worry about there as soon they've located the portal's destination. They open up their own ring portal to it. Sonic, of course, happy to join Mega Man on the job, despite him saying it's his fight. Tails will go where Sonic goes, and Proto Man along with Rush are happy to come as well. Everyone else sticking around to defend the lab. Roll even saying that Duo is on the way. Duo? A friend. A powerful friend. He pilots the Gundam Death Scythe. Very useful here. And so our comic ends with our rescue team entering the Skull Egg Zone with all of those mushrooms and palm trees and checkerboard patterns you expect with a name like that. The first act of this crossover is pretty good, with just one or two minor complaints. The first is that this is 12 issues, and it feels like we're already moving towards the end game. The pacing isn't terrible, but in 4 issues, a lot of it was dedicated to a big fight scene between Mega Man and Sonic. And that's okay. Obviously, they have more up their sleeve when there are 8 issues to go, but it doesn't feel like we're only a third of the way through. Said fights are also very good, allowing the two to show off their respective skills and intelligence without one seeming to have the true upper hand. The worst thing you want to do in a crossover is make one side feel worse than the other. Admittedly, you could possibly argue that Mega Man is getting the short end of the stick since he needed his friends to even the odds, but at the same time, he's also getting a lion's share of story compared to Sonic, who only really got involved in a couple of brief scenes looking for his friends, while Mega Man has had more character-based interactions with his supporting cast. That could also be a complaint that while Sonic characters are certainly present, Mega Man's side is getting more of the meat of the crossover. Not all of it, but just a little more. Also, I'm sure there's an in-universe reason for this, but I'm just really confused by how the Genesis wave works, especially since I I can't really tell what it did that made things so much different. I admit I haven't read either book, but Mega Man seems fine and happy and still opposing Dr. Wily. Sonic is fine and happy and still opposing Eggman. Sure, they can't be killed by this thing for whatever reason, but what did they change to put the villains in such a better position than they were in before? I don't know. I don't read these books on the regular, so maybe there's something I'm missing here. Regardless, good start to the crossover, and I'm sure we'll see more of it in the future from other patrons. Next time, it's the annual Youngblood review. A month late. I am never going to make 52 episodes this year, but damn if I won't still try.
I'm sitting on my couch reviewing comics, the worst books that you will ever see. It's sad that comic books are for geeks, but they're not. They're for everybody. If you doubt that I am a man, I am a man.
I'm just saying, you can give me arms now with the next body.
You have little tractor beam emitters that work better than arms. Why do you even want them at this point?
Mostly to spite you.
You know, I could just take out your personality chip in the next build.
Good luck with that when I'm basically on the cloud and can transfer into another body to shoot you for doing so.
Love you too, buddy.
Also, we should make new little mini Poyos for me to sell that match the new body.
No, that was always the plan. I'm shameless. Hello, my friends. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications on new video releases. If you'd like to support future videos, you can check out my Patreon, buy merch from the store envy link in the description, or check out the t-shirts available from Teespring. Thanks for watching.